What is up, everyone? It's Ryan and Crystal's Reviews. It is Saturday night. That means it's time for my comic show review. Got a whole bunch of books this week, a lot. So this is going to be a longer video. I also have the Marvel LootCrate to kind of open up and show you guys. Spoiler, I already opened it because this shirt was in there. So you can kind of see Spider-Man. It's got the Marvel Comics group at the bottom. So basically it kind of looks like that top left corner of the comic. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, I've got a lot of books this week, a lot of books. We'll go and jump into this stack right here. So this is some Eternals books, just a couple of these. I got these today. This one it's got a kind of a chewed up corner up on the top, but I didn't think it was, other than that, it wasn't too bad. That's Eternals number 7. This is, if I remember right, this is the first appearance of Esson the Searcher, which I believe is him. I'm not too familiar with my Eternals lore stories, so this is number 10. This is a nice book. It's a good looking book. He had it listed as good. I'm not really sure why. There might be some water damage or something. I'm not sure, but still a nice looking book. And then 16. Again, the corner was kind of chewed. I have a feeling that these probably came from the same person. And then the last Eternals. This is actually Eternals annual number 1. Thought that was kind of cool to pick up. So that's it for the Eternals books. And we'll talk about Shang-Chi as we get into those books. I've got a bunch of those this week. But we did get the trailer for Shang-Chi this week. So hopefully we'll be getting a trailer for this real soon. That's actually kind of, I know I've talked about that in the last couple of weeks, how I didn't think we would have one for a while. I was happy to be wrong, because that's good. To me, that says Marvel is, hey, we're doing Black Widow July no matter what. We're not gonna push it back again. It's either gonna be, we're either gonna release it theatrically and on Disney Plus, or if we're not releasing it theatrically, we're at least putting it on Disney Plus, and we're gonna start moving forward. So that was good. That's good to see. Up next are the Avengers books. So I've talked about this each week. This is kind of the main book that I've been focusing on. Although I have a whole slew of other books. So here's 159. Actually didn't pay these prices. A few of these I got in a lot off eBay. Basically anyone that's got that little tag on there. 182. So if it has this, I got it in a lot for like hardly anything. 188. The cool cover there. The Elements of Doom. 191. 205. 343. 347. That's a neat cover. Them kind of that negative look to it. Says not even the Avengers can stop the death of a galaxy. And then 357. You see White Vision up there, and the Watcher. Black Knight's on there. I think that's Cersei too. Black Widow. 359. This is a neat book. This is the Alternate Visions, 360, with the kind of the foil cover. It's a cool book. It's a cool cover. And then 362. 364, which is the first full appearance of Deathcry. One of the more probably obscure characters. And then 365. So this is kind of the books kind of started changing a little bit. This is at least, it's got to be early 90s maybe. Doesn't say up here. But I would say that's probably kind of what where it is. So that's the Avengers books for this week. So I didn't have a lot of Avengers books this week because I snagged a whole bunch of Master of Kung Fu. So let me move this because I need as much space as possible. Move this chair over here. Put this over there. Okay, let's go here. So I've got a few Spider-Woman books. This is another series I've been working on. There's 21. Just a couple of these this time. And then 22. And lastly, 24. Got a Star Trek the motion picture on the back. Advertisement now playing at a theater near you. Don't get me started on which of those movies is worth watching and which isn't. I'll just put it this way, I like the evens better than the odds. It's probably blasphemy to some people, but I like the evens better than the odds. Wrath of Khan, Undiscovered Country, Voyage Home, it's okay, but yeah. Enough of that. So next up is Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. This is number 36. So I got a handful of these books this week. 42. Actually got those two. I believe I got those two in a lot on eBay. Here's 54. Slowly but surely been getting a few of these books here and there. 55. 56. And lastly, 67. Kind of cool books. Like I said, just slowly but surely, just a handful, just 5 books. Just kind of pick those up from now and then when I see good prices on them. Next up is a lot of Silver Surfer books that I bought for like 10 bucks, 12 bucks, something like that. There's like 10 books here too. So this is Volume 3 Silver Surfer. So Volume 3 of the Surfer. This is 65. This is such a great run too. 66. This is a cool cover. 67, Stop Galactus, Release Doctor Strange. And it's an Infinity War crossover. 68, another Infinity War crossover. Yeah, this was a great run for the Surfer. In fact, I think I like this run. I think I like this volume better than Volume 1, even though Volume 1 has a lot more first appearances. The books were bigger. 69. Collecting-wise, Volume 1 is kind of where it's at. 70. Then 71. 72. 78. 80. And the last one from that lot was annual number 4. Guardians of the Galaxy are on there, in the background there. There's Yondu over there. So that's it for that. Like I said, I got this. This was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 books. I got it for like 12 bucks or something like that. It was like $1 a book. So that was pretty good. Next up, I bought these in a lot, and this is, it's not real, I mean, it's the Marvel Saga, so it's not it's kind of them, it's the official history of the Marvel Universe. So it's kind of a book talks about comic books, so to speak. So here's number 1. I'll go through these pretty quick because it's 1 through 24. Number 2. Number 3. I got these for like 20 bucks. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This one I already had, 20, so I got 2 of those. 21, 22, it's a cool cover, Mary Jane on there. 23, and lastly, 24. So I got all those in a lot for like, I think it was like 20 bucks total, so less than $1 a comic, so that's pretty good. And honestly, I just got them just because of the price on them I thought was really good. So I also actually have a couple books here, 1, 2, 3, 4 packages here that I'm gonna unbox too, because I haven't had a chance to get to those this afternoon when they came in, so I thought I'd go ahead and do the unboxing on here. Let's run through the Kung Fu books. So, as you all know, we got the trailer this week. Trailer looks real good. We're real happy with it. You get a drink? Highway 55. Hashtag not a sponsor. I like the trailer. Thought the trailer was real good. It's gonna be a different style Marvel movie than I think what we're kind of used to. We're used to that superhero powers, etc., defeats whatever. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's clear that he is the Mandarin's son, which in the comics he was Fu Manchu's son. So they flipped that a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see how they play the Mandarin off of what happened in Iron Man 3. Is Trevor Slattery going to show up? I'm hoping he does. I think that'd be really cool if he did. Maybe he shows up in the beginning and they kill him or something. I don't know. I hope not. I hope they don't kill him, but that could happen. And then, so kind of what it is what I take from the trailer is Shang-Chi he's been basically, he either ran away or he was given a 10-year kind of sabbatical. So he went off for 10 years. He's done he started his whole life. He's got friends. They go, he works as a valet, which I thought was kind of neat in the trailer, how you thought he was going to be in the real fancy car, but no, he's just the valet. And now the Mandarin's like, it's time to come home. And you're going to be by my side, and you're either going to take my place, or, we're going to stand together and fight together. And you can tell that in the trailer there are a couple of scenes where it looks like the Mandarin's fighting and he is, further back in time. So the 10 rings, which aren't actually rings on his finger, they're the bracelets that he's carrying. So you can see a couple shots in the trailer of him having those bracelets on. Some people are saying that it's possible that those bracelets belong to Fing Fang Foom. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's kind of a popular YouTube theory right now. There's only been 55,000 popular YouTube theories in the last 10 years, and they're maybe they get 2 out of 10 right. So we don't know. But it's a little bit different than the way it is the Mandarin in the comics. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play off of that, how they kind of change it up a little bit. And probably a lot of people think that I'm kind of more of a purist when it comes to the comics. Like, I want to see certain things. I would like to, but I know that that's really not going to be the case. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is really a story on its own. It's going to be different. Would it have been cool if the Mandarin was the true Mandarin, the Iron Man villain? Yeah, it would have been. But that's not what we got. Would I have liked Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock to be involved in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline? Absolutely. But that's not what we got. So we kind of got to take what they give us. They're still great stories, and there's nothing against that. But it's always different. It's always interesting to see how they change it up a little bit. So let's run through these. There's probably 20 books here. I got a bunch today. So this is number 23. This one I did not get today. 24, did not get today. 26, which I believe is the first appearance of, yes, of the daughter of Fu Manchu. I can't remember what her name is. So I'm kind of wondering if could Awkwafina's character, it doesn't seem like those two are romantically involved in the trailer. They seem more of kind of friends. I don't know if there's like a romantically involvement there. They weren't hugging on each other. They just seemed to be hanging out. Could she be the daughter of the Mandarin, and she's the one that's really kind of kept an eye on him, because the Mandarin's just not going to let him go off for 10 years, do whatever he wants without at least keeping an eye on him. So, you know, people are saying that the green necklace he's been wearing with the amulet, that's how the Mandarin kept track of him. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't really think that's probably going to be the case. There's another character in the trailer I think is probably going to be more than likely going to be, I guess, would be his sister. I think that's the second one that it kind of shows him fighting her, but her Awkwafina's character could be kind of the spoiler character, the kind of the surprise character, as I call it. Here's 27. That one I did get. This starts the ones I got today. 69. 72. Some of these aren't in the best of shape, but they were cheap, and he is quickly running out of these books. 73. As the trailer dropped, I think a lot of people went out and bought a whole bunch of his back stock. 74. This book's not in the best of shape. 81. That book's not in the best of shape. Or like $1. 83. Fu Manchu in the background. 84. 86. Star Trek. 87. 88. 89. 90. 94. 103. 112. 120. 121. And then the last one, 122. So, you know, there's probably 10 or 15 books there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 books. Just to show you how I can count. So 22 books. Really starting to rack up a bunch of his books too, to the point to where they're gonna be filling up the drawer box. So his runs from 17 to 125, because you remember Special Marvel Edition started 1, and then 15 and 16's first appearance, second appearance, and then it flipped up to his solo book, and they started numbering 17. So the last stack that I have open, because I still got to open up a couple more. So these are key books, or just kind of, there's a couple just kind of random books in here too. I'm going to save this one because we're going to talk about that. So this one I actually bought a Captain America annual, and the guy threw this one in for free, which was really nice of him. This is Fantastic Four Annual 21. So it was very nice of him to throw this in. I really appreciate that. On the surface of the moon, Crystal and Crisis. And Crystal is named after this Crystal from the Inhumans. So that was kind of cool that they threw that on there. And then keeping with the Inhumans, this is Inhumans number 3. I actually don't have any of the Inhumans books. That's like the first Inhumans book I have. And then this was, I guess this isn't technically a more obscure book, but this was, there was a short run of these. I think there's only like what is these? This was started in 79. I think there's only like a 20, I think it's like a 20 issue run, 17 issue run. This is Super Villain Team Up. It's got Red Skull and Hate Monger on here. So this was a shorter run. This book was 79. So this series started in 75 and then ran through 1980. So book 17 was 1980. This was 1979. This is May of 1979. And then we've got Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. This is number 3. I got this book like super cheap. I mean, it's not in the best of condition. It's got some foxing and stuff, but I've said it numerous times. I kind of like that. I like that a little bit. It kind of gives the book character. Again, cool book. So this one's a little more obscure book. Let me pull up a little info on this one. So this is Adventures on the Planet of the Apes. This is number 4. So this series started in 75. This is actually February 76. And this only ran for 11 issues. So this is a little more short run, kind of a little more obscure book. Probably not a whole lot of people knew these existed. Of course, if you're a Planet of the Apes fan, you're probably yelling right now, oh, I knew they existed. I didn't know they existed, honestly. Marvel did a lot of movie stuff, movie books. There's comics that are based on movies, stuff like that they did. So this is actually really cool. Crystal's a big Planet of the Apes fan. She loves Planet of the Apes. So I thought I'd pick that up. I will get the whole series of that. Okay, next up is a Marvel team-up book featuring Spider-Man and the Human Torch fighting Kang the Conqueror. This is number 10. So this is a June book. Might as well go ahead and give the date for this too. My guess is it's somewhere around the mid-70s maybe? Marvel team-up, yep, 73. June of 73. Not in bad shape, but the Spider-Man and Human Torch fight Kang the Conqueror. They were kind of the main two that kind of started that book. And then I got a couple annuals here. Got Captain America annual number 3. And yes, we are going to talk about Falcon, or Captain America, and the Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert. And then this was the one that they sent the Fantastic Four annual with. When I got it, was number 4. I think it was number 4. Was it number 3? I don't remember. But yeah, number 4. That's Kirby too on there. You can easily tell that's Kirby drawing. And then the last of the key book. Well, no, I've still got one more key book after this one. So this is Journey into Mystery number 94. So this is a pre-100 Journey. So this would have been the 11th appearance of Thor. This is kind of a neat cover. Any man who lifts his hand against Loki will have to battle Thor as well. That's kind of a cool book. I like that cover. I got it. Actually won that in an auction. I underbid on accident and ended up winning it. So most of the time when that happens, I end up losing big, or I end up losing by $1. That's irritating. I'd rather lose by like $25, $30 than lose by $1 or 50 cents. So last book here before I start opening stuff is Strange Tales number 159. So if you know, I talked about this last week with Val, or was there Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. So this is her first appearance. This is Strange Tales 159. So I jumped on there when she showed up and snagged this book. Strange Tales is kind of a book I'd slowly kind of been getting a few of from time to time. You've seen them in the last couple weeks. But when she jumped up, or when she popped up, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go grab that book. So I was able to grab it before it got too expensive. I think these are going for well in the hundreds now. And supposedly she's supposed to be a part of Black Widow. I said that last week, that was a rumor. So kind of recapping Falcon and the Winter Soldier, spoiler alert. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then fast forward a little bit in the video. I thought it was a great final episode. I really did. And we see Falcon become Captain America now. His suit is phenomenal. It's like probably one of the most comic accurate suits that they've done. I mean, it's just for it being, you know, besides say Iron Man or even, you know, even Captain America. Captain America doesn't, you know, the boots are a little different, or his suit's a little different. You know, it's just, but that suit, the Falcon suit's phenomenal. Comes up to around his face and everything. It looks really good. And, you know, we see Sharon Carter is the power broker, and what that means, and I've talked about this for the last few weeks now, that I just had a feeling that she was the power broker. I thought that's kind of where everything led to, was she's over in Madripoor, and all of a sudden she's got all this power, and she has all these money and throwing parties and all this other stuff, and everything kind of pointed to her being the power broker. So now that she's back in the government, as you see, she gets the full pardon in the end credit scene, and they basically offer her old job back. That's probably not going to be a good thing. So you see whoever she's talking to on the phone, which I'm assuming is probably the girl that picked her up when they fought in the container area over in Madripoor. That she, you know, she's gonna get government secrets to start selling them. The super soldier might be gone, but she's gonna start selling stuff. And the super soldier's not really gone, right? Because John Walker took it. We see John Walker, you know, fully take over as U.S. agent. That's what Val calls him at the end. I don't really know. That's the beauty of Val, I think, is you don't really know where she is exactly. It seems to me like she could be working for, say, Thunderbolt Ross, and we could have a Thunderbolts type situation where a U.S. agent is part of that team. In the comics, he's in Captain America, and then he takes off and he goes and fights with the Avengers out on the West Coast. So there's a lot of possibilities out there. There's no West Coast Avengers set up yet, which I think would be really cool if they did it. But there's none of that yet. They're getting to the point where they've got enough characters to send out there and actually do it. You know, you could have Hawkeye, you could have Vision, Scarlet Witch, U.S. Agent go out there, kind of set up that little West Coast division where you still have the main Avengers operating out of New York. You've got that West Coast, you know, division, stuff like that, which I think would be really cool. I'm hoping that maybe they get there at some point. I don't know. By the time they get there, we might not even have Scarlet Witch anymore in the MCU. You know, who knows how long Elizabeth Olsen's going to go on, Paul Bettany. I'm sure they would love to keep doing it, but there's going to come a point in time where that's kind of it. It's kind of like with Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, Captain America. There was a rumor he was going to show up in it, and guess what? That didn't happen. Captain America, I would say he is dead. I would say he's gone. He's dead. Falcon even made that. He kind of made that comment in the last episode. He said Steve's gone, meaning that's it. So it's gonna be interesting to see. You know, we got to wait now a little over a month for Loki, which kind of sucks because that Friday morning was always kind of fun, getting up really early before work and watching and seeing where they were going. So, you know, a great episode. So we see the Flag Smashers kind of come to an end, and what they fought for, you kind of sympathize with them a little bit because they were the people that survived the snap, were living their lives, and then 5 years later, everybody comes back, and then they get pushed out from homes that they bought or places that they owned or whatever, and the government was like, well, these people are back now, so they get to have everything back. So there was always going to be that struggle as these people return back home. And I like that Marvel has they've really focused on that in the last, there was kind of that little underlining current storyline in WandaVision a little bit. But I do like how this one really dove into it. And everybody's back now. Now what? Spider-Man Far From Home kind of talked about that a little bit. Because it's real. I mean, if that really happened 5 years later, everyone just appears back, half the population just appears back, what's going to happen? Everyone had to go on with their lives. So it's kind of cool to see them talk about that and not just kind of brush under the rug and, hey, let's move on to the next big bad, but let's kind of really focus on this for a little bit. It's kind of what they did with, Civil War was kind of a repeat, or was kind of the first, not a repeat, but the first kind of move into that, where we had the Battle of New York and you had all of this destruction afterwards, and then what's going to happen now? And it wasn't just, hey, let's move on and go forward with the next big bad. No, let's talk about this because there's still real consequences to this. So it was really good to see. It's really cool to see them go kind of down that road a little bit and explore those storylines. So I got a few packages here to open. This is gonna be a long video. I'm already at 30 minutes. So this is a lot of 4 comics that I bought. How much did I pay for? I don't even know how much I paid for these. I don't think it was that much. Doesn't say on the packing slip. That's okay. So this is Iron Fist number 10. See that there? It's not a great shaped book, but still pretty good. And then we've got, this is actually the first book I have of this series, The Tomb of Dracula. I believe that's Blade right there. And then Master of Kung Fu, 113. And then the last one in this was Howard the Duck, number 4. I actually just bought a whole run of Howard the Duck today, and I believe this book was in that run. I think it's like 4 to like 30 something. So again, that's my first Howard the Duck book also. So that's kind of cool. That's the original series, Trapped in a World He Never Made. So yeah, I didn't pay much for those. I think they were like, I think it came out to like $10 or something like that for all of those. So it was like $2 a piece, something like that. This is kind of different. Normally, so this is actually a soft package. They're in there. Normally, like that. You would see kind of the package like this, right? I see those a lot. So this is a little bit different. Cut this with a knife. Try not to cut myself. I've done that on camera before. Yeah, this is a little different packaging. And I'm kind of disappointed these weren't bagged and boarded. Don't really like when they do that, especially when they put tape around it, because they were actually stuck with tape on the bottom. So that's not all that cool. But there are 4 books here. So this is number 2 in Secret Wars number 2. And then this is Human Torch number 7. I believe this is volume 3, volume 2, volume 3 of the Human Torch, not the original. And then, wow, I did not see that on there. Guys, don't put tape on these books. Don't. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Daredevil number 41. I do like this cover. If I find a better version of this book, I may buy it because I do like this cover. The Death of Mike Murdock. I about said Matt Murdock. Yeah, don't put tape on them. Just don't. It's not worth it. And then the last book, Captain Marvel number 28. A Thanos appearance there. Yeah, don't. Don't put tape on the covers. Even if they're falling apart, don't put tape on the covers. I'm not meaning to point the knife, but seriously, don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay, so this looks like this is a lot of some sort. Let's see here. Gotta cut that way too. Come on. Don't cut yourself, Ryan. The big box I have down there, you guys can't see it yet. You will see it. But the big box isn't actually books. It is my Gerber order for my my supplies. But I thought I would add it to it just for fun. So this week I found 2 really good lots of Iron Man books, and this is one of them. So we're gonna run through a bunch of Iron Man books, and that might be what that second box is, because that second box is even bigger. 137, 188, 192, 193, 196, 195, that one's out of order. 197, that's a Secret Wars 2 tie-in. 198. This is 200, which is the first appearance of Obadiah Stane as Ironmonger, which we saw him in the first Iron Man movie. 199, that's out of order. You just saw me usually I put them all in order, but saw that I kind of just opened it up. 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 242, 247, him and Hulk. Shellhead and the Hulkster join forces in a showdown with MAGA. 250, or Magia, maybe it's Magia, M-A-G-G-I-A, it's probably Magia. And then the last one in this one is number 300, which is kind of a cool cover. So that was like, I think there's like 20 some odd books in that lot. I got it for like 30 bucks or something like that. Figure that was a pretty good price. Hopefully those don't fall, because if they do, they're gonna go everywhere. Okay, and then the bigger box. So don't quite know what's gonna be in here, and they did a great job taping this guy up. a feeling this might be the other Iron Man lot. Because I think it was actually, I think there were more books in that one. I'm gonna need that to put the books back into, so I can carry them back into the office. Thank you all for using bubble wrap too. That's not a joke. That's actually very serious. Most of the people I buy these from, they do a really good job packaging them up. And trust me, that is much appreciated. That's one thing I've been very fortunate with when I bought on eBay the last, or whatever it's been, is that for the most part, you know, people have done a really good job. I haven't really had any of those that I've been like, oh man, I'm gonna have to report this guy because he, you know, did a terrible job. Did a terrible job. Yeah, this is the other lot of Iron Man books. Yep, so these are higher books. Well, some of them are higher books. Okay, let's go this way. So this is 214. Close my knife. This is 215. Oops. 216. 217. 228 versus the Captain. 229. 231. 233. 234 with Spider-Man on the cover. 235. 239, Ghost is back. 241, it's like the Mandarin, yep. 246. 249 with Doom. I always like Dr. Doom covers. You saw this one in the last lot, 250. 243, kind of out of order a little bit. 244. 245. 251. 253. 254. 255. 256. 257. 258. I like that cover. 260. 262. 264. 263. 266. 278, Galactic Storm tie-in. 284, The Death of Anthony Stark. And last book for tonight, Iron Man 290. Kind of that shiny cover. So that's it for the books tonight. That was a lot of books. A lot of books. I bet had to be over 100 books tonight. Had to be. When you include the Iron Man books and all that. So let's save we'll see what time we're at for the Egerber order. There's just mylights and halfbacks. I don't really think it's that super important to show you guys that. It's just supplies. So, but I do like buying direct from them. That was kind of one thing I wanted to talk about, was buying direct from them saves you money. And then now when you do that, you got to place at least an order of $100 or more. So be prepared for that. You know, I bought like 500 halfbacks. What I buy, like 200 mylight 2s. I bought a package of mylight 4s. I bought a package of another package of mylight 2 currents. I spent I was right at like $113. I think it came out to like 130 something or something after shipping. So, So I got this in the mail this week. So this is the Loot Crate for the Marvel gear and goods. This is the first box I've gotten from these guys. So I don't know, I didn't really know what to expect. And I told you all at the beginning of the video, this shirt came from this box. So real excited to get this. It was delayed for like almost a month. I think I purchased this back in the beginning of February, if I remember right. And I'm just now getting it. So it took a while. So open it up so you can kind of see here. You get the Marvel logo with Loot Crate presents Marvel gear and goods. So let's see, I think there's like 6 items in here. So the shirt was one item. And then you get a Miles Morales snapback hat. Kind of the trucker hat style. That's kind of a neat hat. And then, let's go here, right here with these two. So this is a pin. This is Ghost Spider lapel pin, which it just looks like Spider-Gwen. Maybe that's what they call her now. I don't know. Like I said, I don't read a lot of New Age stuff. So if that's what they call her now, then there you go. And then this is a Loot Crate. This is called a tech sticker. That's Spidey. I don't really know. Should I open it? Yeah, let's just open it. Let's just open it real quick. Surely. Oh, okay. Now I can kind of see it better. Now the foil's off, or the wrap is off. So the sticker is. I thought maybe there was something underneath this. This was just the top to it. But no, the sticker is that's cut out around him. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. We got 2 other items. This says it was a bonus item. And this is the gear, I guess that's in here. Or goods maybe, I'm not sure. This is a juice glass. So that's kind of cool. It's a very small juice glass. So there's Spidey there, and then the logo behind it. It's almost just like a big shot glass. Really, I don't know if I'd really call that a juice glass, but it's kind of small. But it's pretty cool though. I guess if you know, late night, grabbing some milk or orange juice or something like that, you know, you don't really need a whole lot. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And then the last item in the box is, it says the Amazing Spider-Man Loot Crate. It says it's a standee. So there's the box. It says it was a bonus item. So, oh, okay, I get it. So it's like it's a little it's like it's a little figurine. So that's kind of cool. So this, you know, it stands like that. So it would go on your desk or something like that. You can't really see it because the camera's not facing it, but multi-jointed action poses. But I don't think you actually, yeah, the figure. Yeah, you don't get to actually take the figure out. Because the figure's actually, you kind of, if you look real close, you can see the figure, it's like it's only half his arm, right? So the figure's kind of just pasted up against that, or adhered to that. But that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Get a closer look of it. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. It's like I think this whole thing is like 40 bucks after shipping and tax. So I mean, most t-shirts are gonna cost you 25 to 30 probably. So then Everything else here kind of works out to be, you know, kind of a good deal. We'll see. I think the next box is Black Panther, so we'll see what they're going to do there. Thankfully, and when it comes to shirts, I'm the old comics style shirt, you know, so this is kind of that old style look to it. And if it had been a newer style Spider-Man shirt, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much. I do like this shirt. So this was really geared more towards the older, like most of the stuff is older Spider-Man stuff, which kind of surprises me a little bit. I would think that it would be, I would think it'd be more new age stuff. I mean, they only had 2 newer age Spider-Man items in this whole box, so that's cool though. That's a cool box. So they did good. They did good. I'm happy with the first one that we got. I think that's got some good stuff in there. I kind of put it back in here. So the hat. Make mine Marvel. That was their slogan for a long time. So let's go ahead now, since we're here. What I got? I'm just under an hour, so I figured this would be an hour show. But since I'm here and we're here, might as well go ahead. Don't mind the mess. Ugh. So this is my E Gerber order I got this week. I ordered this about a month ago. They're about 6 to 8 weeks. So that was about a month and a half ago is when I ordered it. So if you guys want to order stuff from them, know that you know. The one thing I did like is that they don't charge your card. They don't charge anything until they ship the order. So I got an email confirmation this week that, you know, your order shipped, it processed, and then here it is. A couple days later, came UPS. This is my first time ordering direct from them, so this is kind of a new thing for me. Normally I buy this stuff at Jeremy's if I can, but I thought I would try them out. So, so we had 50 of the current comics My Light 2s, and then we had 200 of the standard My Light 2s, 50 of the My Light 4s, and then 500 of the halfbacks. So and this is the reason why, talk about the pricing here in just a second. This is the reason why buying direct from them is really good. So this is the current comic, My Light, so you get 50 of them. $13 for this package. So this anywhere, in most comic shops is a minimum of 20. So right there, you've already gained some money. And then we got the My Light 4s. So this is the standard size My Light 4, which is 7 1/4, and that's the size of the width of my drawer boxes. So for the, I kind of talked about this when some of the older books I have, I want to set them up a little differently to where if they can fit in these, and then these will fit in here, and there'll be a halfback board in between, so I don't have to worry about boards touching the actual book. We talked about this before. Is one of the reasons why Egerber is really good, is that just because they say, hey, our boards are acid free, they might be acid free at the beginning or when they were made, but then years later, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, whatever, you take the book out and the board is acidic. It's been tested. I've seen things and watched videos on those, and yeah, they test for acid. So, and really you should, I've always, when you archive stuff and you collect and you start getting into this, well, let's see, this was $21.50. So My Light 4s are gonna run you probably $30 in most shops. There's always talk here and there about how you should do it, how you shouldn't do it, etc. I'm under the impression that, you know, you're gonna kind of find your own way. There's certain things you shouldn't do. Is there a true time frame? So whenever you should change out your boards? I've always heard 5 to 7 years. Could be longer. I don't know. But that's kind of always what I've heard is 5 to 7. So then I picked up 4 My Light 2s packages. These are this come in a 200 pack for $44.50 for 4. So most comic shops, these are like 25 bucks a piece. So this is like $100 worth of My Lights, and I got it for $44.50. So shipping and handling all this was $34. So I had $13 for the My Light 2's current, $44 for the My Light 2 standard, what I just showed you, $21.50 for the My Light 4 standard, and then hey Chupas, and then $40 for the halfbacks. I like halfbacks better than the fullbacks just because they fit better in the. I can fit more books in the drawer boxes. These are 500. I got them for $40. I think these are usually like, I want to say these are like $20 in most shops too. So buying direct from these guys is definitely worth it. So I got 5 because these come in packs of 100. So 5 packs and they're like $20, $25. Do the math. 25 bucks is 125 bucks. That's more. These in a shop, just these alone would cost me more than what the whole order did minus the shipping, and then just throw one other thing in there and you're already there. So yeah, so I had 44, 50, 40, 21.50, so that's roughly 105, so 118 total plus $34 shipping. So 100 was that right at 150 bucks. So yeah, you can tell it's definitely worth it. I got 5 of these. It's 500 halfbacks. And that's it. I mean, that's not a gigantic order. There are people that make larger orders than that, and they'll drop $200 or $300 on supplies. Since this was my first time doing an order with them, I kind of was a little more hesitant. Almost dropped it. So, but going forward, when I need more supplies, this is who I'm going to go to. This is what I like to use. I like to use E Gerber. So now that we are approaching an hour, this will be the longest show of the 10 that I've done. Like I said, this was going to be a long show. We had a lot to unbox, a lot to show tonight. I appreciate you all watching, and hopefully you watched to the end. I appreciate that if you did. So, as I said, we don't have any, we're kind of slowed down on the Marvel stuff for now, as far as the shows go. Still got a couple months to Black Widow. We got another month and a half, almost month and a half to Loki. So we'll be hitting the comics pretty hard as usual. Nothing's going to change there. And hopefully I bought a few more lots off eBay. I've been kind of in the mood of buying those because you know I can get, even if you buy 5 or 6 books, you can get 5 or 6 books for like $10 or like $2 a book. You know, you can't really beat that. So I appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. We're getting, I say this every week, and I know eventually we're gonna hit that 100 subscriber mark. And maybe we'll do some giveaways. Maybe I'll give away some of the Marvel gear out of the Loot Crate. So please hit the little bell for notifications. Please like and subscribe. Drop something down in the comments. Let me know, you know, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you have, what you don't have. So we appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Saturday night, which currently Central Time Standard is only about an hour left. It's about 11 o'clock right now. So hopefully everyone has a great rest of tonight, great tomorrow, and a great work week. So we will see you next week on the comic show.